Hey folks, welcome back to the Northwind Homestead. Today we're going to talk about the Boreal Bushcraft Belt. So the Boreal Bushcraft Belt I built as a necessity because back in the day I received a anorak, a really nice wool anorak for Christmas one year. And it comes down to about mid-thigh and I had that big kangaroo pouch. And so since I couldn't access any belts underneath it, I had to make a belt that went over the outside. So it was designed that it would buckle inside the kangaroo pocket on the anorak. And so basically this pouch would be right inside the pocket. And then you'd have easy access still to the knife on the belt. It worked pretty well. Unfortunately, I tried to hand wash that anorak and now it fits my wife. So not really using this with that original function anymore, but the Boreal Bushcraft Belt lives on. So why don't we just take a moment and break it down and see what it's all about. All right, the Boreal Bushcraft Belt, it's a modular belt system. It's made of two pieces of leather. So there's a suede piece that's sewn onto the veg tan. The veg tan's dyed to match. And then it has these rivets throughout the back, and they're basically just holding together the suede piece with the veg tan. That's what all those rivets are for. And then you got your central belt, which is like 1.25 inches, and then this little bit wider belt to distribute some of that weight. And then that inner belt just weaves itself in and out. And that's so that you can move all of this stuff anywhere you want, right? If you wanted that on the other side or this over there, you didn't need a gun. Any of this stuff can be moved and matched and placed anywhere on the belt itself. Basically, this is kind of my standard setup. Running what this is a Smith & Wesson. This is a 629 mountain gun. And so the 629 mountain gun, the only difference between that and a regular 629, so the frame here, the barrel would normally come out and be about the same width as the frame coming out. In the mountain gun, they just trim this barrel down a little bit to try and make it lightweight. The nice thing about this one versus some of those scandium framed full-size 44 mag revolvers is this can take the heavy plus P loads. And so wanted to carry a little bit extra rounds, so made this little pouch down at the bottom to hold the speed loader. I am running these hard cast lead flat nose bullets. And that's because I live up here in bear country and I don't want to be without if I happen to come across an angry mama grizz or something like that. Granted, a rifle would be much better than a rifle or shotgun would be much better than a pistol, or a revolver rather. But at least having something is better than nothing. The next one I made here, this is a little foraging pouch. You know, just as you're going through the woods, you're finding some tinder or you come across a berry patch with fresh berries or something. You can just unfold this and stuff whatever you need in there. And it rolls up out of the way so as not to be cumbersome. And we're going to start fire. So we got our fire kit. First piece of the fire kit is a ferro rod. So just a simple little ferro rod. It's got some measuring scale on there. It does have the 100,000 map distance for 5 kilometers, bottle opener, and then that's the rasp to strike it. And so it's got its own little pouch it hangs out in right here. This next piece here, this is what we call our Northwind Leather EDC kit, everyday kit. And so it does have some belt clips on the back, so you don't have to take the whole belt off to get to it. They are pretty sturdy belt clips, so it is kind of a pain to get them off, but that's good because you don't want it falling off if you don't want it to. So then in this kit is 2 Altoid-sized tins. And those Altoid-sized tins, I'm going to contain some more of my fire starter kit. And so in one of them, I'm just going to run some char cloth. In the other one, there's my char cloth there. And then in this one, I've just got a backup Bic lighter. And then some tinder in there just to keep the lighter from banging around while I walk. Bic lighter, indispensable in the woods. No reason to make it hard on you and try and make a fire with the ferrule steel unless you absolutely needed to, or even the char cloth for that matter. But It is nice to have a Bic lighter. Usually keep one in the sporran or the pocket, and you know, we say one is none and two is one, so that's my backup there. Here's a good view of that belt diving through the center. Now we can talk here now that we got the EDC kit off. This is the suspender system, so I just put a Sam Brown stud, and that just simply snaps on there, and then it runs through the strap in the back of the belt. The D-ring just floats on that. So throw a D-ring on, snap that back onto there. You can take the suspenders on and off super easy. My next pouch here holds my Silky Gombi. So this is, I think it's 230 millimeter saw. Unfortunately, I did break this one, and I am waiting for my replacement blade to show up so I can get this back into action, because this thing is invaluable. And she just lives right there. Right there in that pouch. This is Grand Foss Brook forest axe. So this is a small forest axe. Just great little size. Love carrying this thing around. It's not too big. You can still get a good decent chop with it. The only thing I would change here, here's one of the big things I would change in this is this axe sheath. It's nice, but sometimes if I step on a log or something, it might pop this up, and then it's going to end up like that. Now that could be a little bit dangerous with that hanging out there. So my simple fix, and I really just need to just do it, just get into the shop, take a couple minutes, sew a piece of leather on the back of that, and then just have that come up and put another Sam Brown stud right in the middle of that basket weave, and then that'll stop that whole thing from happening there. So super easy fix, just got to get in the shop to do it. SE6 here, great little bushcraft knife. If you know anything about the SE series, these are great little knives. You can do a lot with them. There's tons of reviews out there on them. Just love having that little knife with me. And I did go with the cross draw on this one because it just makes it puts it out of the way a little bit. It makes it really easy to pull it out. And it just I just like the flow that it makes when it kind of tucks in like that. And my last pouch over here, this is if you're going to bring these knives and stuff into the woods, you're going to want to have a way to sharpen them. So this is just a two-sided sharpening stone. It just lives right in that little pouch there. Then the last two pouches to talk about are up here on the suspenders. And these are tiny little micro tins. And so a little micro tin, one of them just has some more char cloth, so I don't have to go digging into the EDC kit to get them. I can just get a little bit right out of there if I needed it. And my other one at this point is still empty. But yeah, it's a good little system I made. I enjoy it. It works pretty well for what I need it to do. It has a lot of hours in the woods on this setup. And yeah, other than that strap, there's not a whole lot of changes I would make to this. So we used to have a leather shop we'd sell online on Etsy at Northwind Leather AK, but COVID kind of killed it. Stuff got really expensive, and it was hard to get stuff shipped, and it just made it not really worthwhile. But leatherwork in general is a tough business, I find, unless you're cranking out just a huge volume of machine-made stuff. It's really hard to get your money back. You know, we used to make these rodeo chaps. It'd take about 125 hours to make a pair of these, and we charge $1,600 for them. So you can do the math there. We're not getting rich off of this. I'm not gonna be able to quit my day job to go out and just sell leather. I have a machine. I could throw all this stuff on the machine and just sew it, you know, rapidly, and probably increase my time on it. But that machine just doesn't do the same as this hand stitch. It's just no matter what the machine is, it's not going to come out as nice as hand stitched leather. And so I've always just found I prefer the hand stitching, right? I take that extra time to make it right. And so in order to sell one of these things, I'd need to sell it for like $600 or $700 and to get the time out of it. And I just can't see anybody wanting to buy something for that much. But you never know. I guess there are people out there that might enjoy something like this. But we can be reached at northwindleather@gmail.com or northwindhomestead@gmail.com. And if you have any questions about this, fire off a comment, give me a like or a subscription. Let me know you guys are out there. But yeah, Boreal Bushcraft Belt. It works pretty well for what it's designed for. But I sure do miss that anorak. Don't hand wash your wool. If it says dry clean, you should probably dry clean it. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, folks. We'll see you out there. Enjoy the wilderness, and we'll keep improving both in videos and in life. And be well.